sometimes I'm always reluctant when they say, God bless Nigeria, as a prayer point. I don't pray that prayer because Nigeria has been blessed before it was ever named Nigeria. Nigeria has got so many advantages. So many enormous advantages. It's a growing economy. Opportunities are more in a growing economy like Nigeria. So in the developed nations, opportunities may be there, but they are not as much as you have in a growing economy. Over there it has been developed, but this is underdeveloped. So that creates opportunities. So the developments, are opportunities for those who are educated. So how do we predict the future of a person? And the problem started from the foundation. I appreciate your sense of education, knowledge, and enlightenment. Nigeria is very blessed. A very blessed country. Sometimes I'm always reluctant when they say, God bless Nigeria, as a prayer point. I don't pray that prayer because Nigeria has been blessed before it was ever named Nigeria. Loaded with resources, natural and human. Very blessed country with a promising future. I'm telling you, Nigeria is blessed. Well, for one reason or the other, many are planning to run out of the country. They might have their reasons, and the reasons are there staring us in the face. But in spite of that, I want to talk to you. Nigeria is very blessed. Very blessed. If you want to jackpot, if you want to travel out of Nigeria now for anywhere, I think your minimum budget should be within the range of 7 million naira. But for those who don't have up to 7 million, I want to strengthen your hope again to know that Nigeria is very blessed. Come to think of it, our ex-footballers, most of them have chosen to stay in Nigeria. Our politicians have decided to stay in Nigeria. So I've always wondered, why is it that this class of people, rather than staying over there, are choosing to stay in Nigeria? Why? Nigeria has got so many advantages. So many enormous advantages. It's a growing economy. Opportunities are more in a growing economy like Nigeria. So in the developed nations, opportunities may be there, but they are not as much as you have in a growing economy. Over there it has been developed, but this is underdeveloped. So that creates opportunities. So the developments, are opportunities for those who are educated, who have the knowledge to think deeply. Okay? All right. Having said that, Nigeria is blessed and has a very promising future. However, there is a factor that we don't always talk about. The future of any country or any society or any community is a function of the quality of the people in that community, in that country, or in that system. If you have a community that is filled, that the people there are predominantly knowledgeable, then the future of that community or country is going to be great, because tomorrow is today. Tomorrow is now. I mean, there are just different thoughts I will be dishing out in this, though the video is meant to be less than 15 minutes. Tomorrow is now. In financial accounting, there's what we call balance carried down. I love using that as good illustration. Balance carried down, meaning after the close of business today, after all the transaction, what do you have as your balance? Let's say you have a balance of 1,000 naira after all the buying and selling, after all the transaction. Okay, you close by 5 p.m. for instance. After 5 p.m., what you've got down is 1,000 naira. That's what we call balance carried down. That is, after all the transaction of today, you have 1,000 naira in your cash book or in your vault. That's what we call balance carried down, that 1,000 naira. Now, when you now resume tomorrow, the following day, that balance carried down, the balance carried down of today, 1,000, becomes the balance brought forward of tomorrow. I hope you are getting that. You close your business today with 1,000 naira. So tomorrow morning, as you are resuming the business, in accounting, in bookkeeping, it is referred to as the balance carried down of today is balance brought forward of tomorrow. So another simpler way of describing that is, if you go to bed tonight and you have 1,000 naira in your wallet or in your pocket, okay, all that things being equal, tomorrow morning you still have 1,000 naira in your wallet. So what you sleep with today is what you have tomorrow morning. So how do we predict the future of a person? Is what that person is doing right now. So I want you to relate this to yourself, to your group, to your team, and to your country. The future is very great for he who has decided to make it great. Nigeria is a very promising country. I mean, the future is very, very bright. However, the brightness can be predicted from the present condition, the present situation, the present resolve of the people for knowledge, for creativity, for innovation. So this determines what becomes Nigeria's future. I checked through I love talking about education, because whether we like it or not, education determines whether we progress, prosper or not. So sometimes we get these things confused. We say one is educated and one is not educated. Now we have different domains of education. But basically we have formal education, which you learn in schools, and we have informal education. All right? Now, if you are going to have your child as a parent educated, and the formal education is not addressed properly from the foundation, then progress is not going to be made. I was checking through the books of some pupils, junior secondary school, some weeks ago, when it was just the first time, now they are the second time. To my greatest amazement, going through the scheme of work, mathematics especially, where you have about 10 topics to cover in a term, as at the middle of the term, the pupils have only covered 2 or 3. And there was just no indication that they will cover up to half of that term. And so, if such student or pupil has that kind of problem, that is not addressed, the child is bound to be having problem with mathematics. And so, before long, the child will start thinking he is stupid, he is not good, maybe he's not made for formal education. A very bright and promising child, going by his ugly experience of not being taught properly, begins to have his destiny in academics, stunted. It will shock you. Like, again, I'm driving somewhere. I engage with younger pupils. Most of they are the foundation, and they are tomorrow. I got some pupils in primary 4. Asked them to gave them a simple fraction of 1/7. None of them could do it. And I would challenge you to just do that in your environment. Get some pupils, just promise them to give them something. I want you to do, or as a parent, you can just get 1/7 or 1/4, just simple fraction. Call your child to solve it. You will be shocked that even many graduates cannot do 1/7. And so we leave that like it is not a trouble. It doesn't look like any problem at all. But that's a big problem. Because on a normal day, a child in primary 4, I am telling you, except for some extra diligent parents, most parents don't even know the status of their academic status of their children. And I'm saying this because it's a danger if we don't stem it now. So some of the trouble we are having with the kind of education we have today, the kind of graduates we have today, is an outcome of 2-3 decades ago. Now imagine what happens to a country whose education is so faulty that a JSS or SS class student or pupil is having problem with solving simple mathematics. It means their chances of becoming engineers or some of these sciences has been dashed. And so, like I said, today is tomorrow. What are you doing about the academics, about the academics of your child now? Because if you don't do it as a parent, you are already burying the destiny of that child. Yes. So it's a problem that must be solved. And you as a parent, you are the first stakeholder in the destiny of that child. Let's save the future of our children, and let's save the future of our country.